Hey, welcome back to Unconventional Itinerary. If this is your first time here, I'm Heather. And if you're traveling right now, about to travel, thinking about traveling, and you do not have these 4 apps I am about to tell you about, stay tuned and watch my video so you can download them, start using them, and experience everything these apps have to offer. Traveling may seem a little bit overwhelming, especially if this is your first time traveling or your first time traveling outside the country. Don't worry, I have you covered. I'm going to share with you 4 of my favorite apps that will easily help you navigate through all your travels. I'm actually going to be screen recording my screen so you guys can see what I am talking about and so you guys can follow along. So I'm not talking and you guys aren't following. So the first app I'm going to share with you guys is called Google Maps. Now, of course, everyone knows Google Maps. People use it every day when they're trying to get from one location to the next location, when they're trying to put in an address, they're trying to find a new restaurant in an area that they're in, or just simply when they're traveling from state to state or city to city. Now, what many people don't know is that you can use Google Maps outside of the United States, and there are a lot of things it has to offer. Some of the countries that I've used Google Maps in have been Japan, I've used it in London, I've used it in Paris, I've used it in Singapore, South Korea. Pretty much anywhere that I have traveled to, I have used this app. So all you have to do is go to your app store or your Play Store if you're an Android user and just download Google Maps if it's not already on your phone. Once you go there, you just open it up. So if you're trying to get from point A to point B in Japan, let's just say Yokosuka, and you wanted to go to the Tokyo Tower, for instance, you had no idea what train to take, what time it came, what stops you had to get off, and this is where Google Maps has you covered. So I'm going to type in my starting point. I'm going to put Yokosuka because that is one of the train stations that I have taken 1,000 times. And we are going to go to the Tokyo Tower. We're going to type that in. Now, as you can see, when you first bring it up, it's going to show you all the train lines, which is the Kaiku main line. And it tells you how many minutes from this time that I started the search will the train come, which is pretty awesome. And what's really good about Japan is that their trains are always on time. There's only certain instances if they're working on the train tracks itself or there is an accident when the trains do run late, but 98% of the time the trains are on time. So I'm going to hit directions, and my starting point I'm going to switch to Yokosuka, and then my destination I'm going to put down Tokyo Tower. Now what pops up is a map, and it tells you how long it's going to take you if you were driving. If you wanted to walk, it will be 11 hours. You can't really ride a bike there, but you can take a train. So when you click on the train tab, the recommended routes are going to come up. Now, as you can see, you can pick a departure time. So for instance, we wanted to leave at 9:45. We're at the train station around 9:40, but you know, we're just going to give it 5 minutes in case we have to put money on our Suica cards. And the best line to take is the Kaiku line, which you have a transfer and you can walk 12 minutes. Or you can use the train to take another route, which there's several other options. And one of the options, if you don't really want to take the train the whole time and you're interested in getting on a bus, you can also, there's other options. Now with the buses, they do have the numbers. You can read the numbers just like in English, and English number 1 and 3. But like I said, it's also in kanji. So it's very easy to see what bus you're getting on. And also if you can just look at the, the symbols and look at the bus, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Now what's also really cool about this, it tells you the time and it also tells you how much it's going to cost to take the train or the bus. Now what I normally do is I look to see which is the cheapest and fastest route. And as you can see, we have one route that's 901 yen, which is an equivalent to about $9 if the exchange rate is $1 to 1. And as you can see, the bus route is about 1,079 yen, which once again, it's equivalent to $10.79. So that's what's pretty cool about it. And when you click down on whichever train route you want to take, it's going to tell you how many stops. All the train systems are color coded, so it's really foolproof, but it's really good, especially for foreigners or people that are just visiting Japan that are not familiar with how the train systems are ran, or just how it's just, I'm sorry, that was my cat. How easy it is just to use it. This app will definitely help you out. It tells you how many stops there are, and you can see the names of the stops. Many a times, all the names of the stops are going to be in English. They're going to say it in, you know, Japanese, and then they're also going to say it in English. The only time that this isn't like this is if it's in like a smaller city, a really small city, where it's going to be, you know, spoken in Japanese. Another feature is that it tells you the platform you're supposed to be on, because nothing's worse than getting on the train platform and the train you're supposed to be getting on is on a different platform. So this is definitely foolproof. I highly recommend this. Now let's just say we are in London, okay? So first I'm gonna just type in London. I'm actually going to go out of this. I'm going to start in London, because we're going to do another search so I can show you as far as how the walking works. London to the UK. So suppose we were at the London Bridge and we wanted to get to Buckingham Palace. So we're going to type in Buckingham Palace. So we're going to hit directions to type in Buckingham Palace, and it's going to give you the options once again how you can get there. You can drive or take an Uber. You can catch the train, which if you click on it, it's going to tell you to take the 2 buses, and then you could take a train. But the only difference with this is that it doesn't really tell you the prices at all, which, you know, is not a downfall, but it's always nice to know how much you're going to spend to get to this route, to get to where you're going. Or you can walk. And what I like about walking is that it has these blue dots that show up. So we're coming from London Bridge. It's going to tell you the route that you're going to take. And what's cool about it is that you can preview it. If you hit the preview button, and it'll tell you, it has an arrow, it tells you which way to walk. You can see the different landmarks to see if you're going the right direction. In real time, there's actually a little GPS arrow that will navigate you left or right based off which way you're turning, and it will take you to where you're supposed to go. And as you can see, everything is in 3D, and you will end up at the beautiful Buckingham Palace. Now, another great feature about Google Maps is that you can actually save these directions, and you can share them also. Now, for instance, if you didn't have Wi-Fi, or you didn't have a cellular service, and you just wanted to save it to your phone, you could definitely save it to your phone. You could pull it up, and you can still get to where you need to go, whether you're walking, whether you're taking the train, you're taking the bus. So I highly recommend Google Maps. It serves more than the purpose. It's just getting from point A to point B in the United States, finding restaurants, and it's just an amazing app overall, and definitely totally underrated. So the second app I want to talk about and share with you guys is called the Shenzhen EU app. Now, pretty much what it is self-explanatory. If you didn't know, there are 26 countries that are located in Europe that make up this zone where you can travel freely within those zones for a total of 90 days within a 6-month period. Now, what's cool about this app is that instead of you having to keep track of your ticket stubs when you enter the country and the different countries that you visited, this app will do everything for you in once. All you have to do is put in your starting point as where the country you originated, that you came in, that is within these zones and areas, and the date. So when you open up the app, of course, I'm going to click on English, and I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to go through the terms and rules of the app, which is a given. I've never used this app on my iPad. I use it on my cell phone. Well, first let me tell you the countries that make up this zone. So we have Austria, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, The Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland are the 26 countries that make up this zone. Okay, so what we're going to do, you open the app up and it's going to have a calendar that comes up. So let's just say we entered the country, one of the countries, back on the 23rd of January. We left on the 11th of February. So we're going to hit save. We went to Germany and we hit save. So as you can see, it's going to tell us now we only have 70 days left that we can actually stay within these countries. And it's really, really important for you to understand you cannot overstay your welcome in these countries if you do not have a visa, because you can get in a lot of trouble. And the last thing you want to do is get in a lot of trouble in a foreign country. So another thing that's cool about this app, you can click on the little bars and then you can go to your travel history and it pulls up the map and it'll show you what countries you've been to. Now since I put in Germany, Germany is going to be highlighted, and you can also have the list to see what countries you visited and the dates, and it does the math for you. No brainer, nothing to worry about. So I highly recommend this app if you are traveling within Europe in the Shenzhen zone / area, whichever one you want to call it. This is definitely an important app that I highly suggest that you download and keep on your phone, unless you want to keep your ticket stubs and having to write it down, and a chance that maybe you mess up on the days or because of the time differences. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Alright, so the third app I am going to be sharing with you is called Nomad City List. Now the best way to get to this is to go to the Nomad City List website, which is nomadcitylist.com, and save it as an app on your phone. You can save it to your home screen. It still serves the same purpose. Now it's a little bit different setup on my tablet because I do access it from my phone, but it offers the same exact layout as I'm about to show you right now. So pretty much what Nomad City List is, it's a database of any city for the most part, and it breaks down everything and anything you could ever want to know about a city. So we're going to take a look. Let's just say we are going to click on, let's say number 2, Budapest. We have a Nomad score that's going to pop up. And if you click it again, it's going to take you to another page. And this is going to have even more information. Now, the information that's going to be on here is going to have a Nomad list. It's going to tell you about the air quality. It's going to tell you about the safety. It's going to tell you if it's good for women, if it's good for the LGBT community. It tells you about how fast the internet is, if it's safe, the hospitals. Now this is just on this screen right here. Now there's even more information for you. If you click on the next tab over that says Nomad Guide, it's breaking it down even more. It tells you about the weather. It tells you what's the best taxi app, which is really cool because sometimes when you're in foreign cities, you know, you don't have Uber or Lyft like it is here. I know in Asia it's definitely not. In the UK we did have Uber when we visited last, but like I said, it's not everywhere. So the best taxi app, a wireless carrier that's over there, if it's safe to drink the tap water, what type of power outlets. These are things that are really important when you travel, because you don't want to, you know, end up going and, you know, you think it's one power source, but it's something different and you don't have a universal charger. So all these things are really, really important, especially when you're traveling. Now, what I like about this, not only does it tell you what company you can book apartments through, you can actually even click on it and it'll take you to the actual listing. So if we clicked on the Airbnb, it's going to take you to the Airbnb app. And once we get further into it, I'm going to show you another cool detail. So we've covered how anything that you want to know, even down to the best budget airline. So anything for a nomad expat living, this app is definitely great for you. Now we're going to click over one more tab, the cost of living, and this is what I like too. It has the Nomad cost. It gives you a cost of living if you had a family, if you wanted to rent a 1-bedroom studio, a hotel cost for the month, if you were into taxes, how much taxes would be on $50,000, how much a dinner costs, even a beer, a Coca-Cola, 89 cents, which is super cheap, a coffee, co-working, what it costs for a local to live there versus someone that's just visiting. Now remember I said I was going to go back to the Airbnb, so if you click on it right here, it's $56 a night, that's the average. And it's going to bring up Budapest. It's going to bring up all the places you can stay and things to do within the Airbnb app, which is cool. You don't have to guess around and, you know, try to figure out what to type in on the Airbnb website. It actually does it for you. Now, if you keep scrolling over, all these options at the top that are grayed in, they also have other information for you. But if you're looking into remote jobs, if you are thinking about wanting to work there or moving there to relocate, it even gives you the name of companies that hire expats and nomads. So definitely, even if you're not thinking about moving, even if you're just thinking about visiting just for a few weeks or a few days, this app is very vital so you actually know what you're actually visiting, what you're walking into, whether you think this is going to be a cost-efficient country to visit or a city to visit, or you rather look at other places. And you can look at other places. When you go back to the home screen, which I'm going to show you, hit that X, and you can see anything. You can just scroll down. There's Jeju Island, which is in South Korea. You have places in Croatia. You have Vietnam, Mexico, Georgia, Thailand, Taiwan, Malaysia. Any country and city is on here. It's listed. Definitely check it out. Definitely totally worth it. If you have 10 minutes just to scroll through here and pick a city that you're thinking about going to, check it out. Also, lastly, now they do have a paid version, which is just pulled up on the screen right now, which is, for the year, it's $99, but today is Travel Thursday. It is $99 for a lifetime subscription. I know they have Worldly Wednesdays, which is also $99. And it just has a lot to offer. Way more features than just from you just viewing it without the paid version. But even if you didn't want to pay, didn't want to get the subscription, it's totally worth it just to take a glance at. So the third app I'm going to tell you about is an app called KLOOK, K-L-L-O-K. Now, KLOOK is a very legit website. I have used it several times in different countries and it has worked amazing. So pretty much what KLOOK is, it actually gives you discounts on tickets and attractions, train tickets, cellular service while you're traveling. There's a lot of times where you want to do an attraction, but you look at the cost and I'm just like, it's kind of expensive, but KLOOK has you covered. All you have to do is go to their website and you could download their app or you just use their website. And I use it on my phone. So it just looks a little bit different on my tablet. So if you look up destinations, you can look up anywhere. Suppose you wanted to go to Disney World in Paris. You know, who doesn't want to go to Disney World in Paris? So we're going to look up some attractions that are in Paris. So I typed in Paris. We're going to go in attractions and shows. The football game, the Eiffel Tower, the museum pass. Oh look, there is Disneyland Paris, which the normal ticket is $97. However, if you book through KLOOK, then you are saving about 40 bucks. And you can book directly through the app. So we're going to go down. It's going to give you the information. You'll get your tickets within 48 hours, if not instant confirmation. It tells you about the package details, how many access to the parks you're going to get, and then you can check the availability. It tells you where you can pick them up. If it's going to be a tour, it's going to tell you the itinerary of the tour, how long the tour is. Just about anything you need to know when buying a package. So I highly recommend this app right here. You can use it in the States, you can use it overseas, you could use it to buy train tickets. Let's say for instance we were going to Japan and we wanted to buy a Japan train rail pass, and we will click on the JR pass because that is the name of the major train line. Is the JR train line, and you can see the prices right here. Depends on what part of Japan. If you're trying to take a bullet train, yes, the prices are a little bit higher than if you were just going to take a regular train pass just to travel within different areas of the main island. So I did go over the 4 apps that I highly recommend, and I definitely wanted to give you guys a freebie, so this is the 5th one. And this one is actually one that I know a lot of people don't know about, which is very helpful. And anyone that's traveling within the United States definitely needs this app. This app is called My TSA. You know, the people that check your bags and pat you down, tell you to put your hands up and don't move. So we're going to go to the app. It's My TSA. Pretty much what this app is, it tells you all the information you need to know about going through TSA in the airports that you were flying out of to make sure you get through it smoothly and you don't get held up or caught up or breathing things that are definitely unnecessary while you're traveling. So as you can see, my airport is Pensacola International Airport, and when you bring it up, it tells you how to plan for your trip. Now it has a little bar graph to tell you what the normal wait times are during this select time, Wednesday 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. because it is almost 11 o'clock at night. And it's telling you, okay, if you arrive at this time, you're going through TSA, the wait time really isn't that much. There are no delays that are known as it shows on the app, and the TSA pre-check line is open. The checkpoint window or the wait time is less than 15 minutes. I've actually, when we flew into Europe, where we flew out of Pensacola flying into Philadelphia International Airport, we almost missed our flight because TSA line was so long. I don't know why everyone thought they need to get on that flight today, but we need to get on that flight. And thankfully, I knew someone that was in the other TSA line that was actually going onto the flight, and I said, hey girl, can you please let them know that we are on our way? We are stuck in TSA, and thankfully we made that flight. So further down, it asks you, can I bring this? And it has a picture of, it looks like a blow dryer, it looks like a hammer, fruits and everything. So if you click that, it has a list of things that you can and cannot bring that people might think of. So let's just say aerosol and pesticide. You can't bring it. But you can bring it in your checked bag. But my cat is like going crazy right now. You can bring it, but there are special instructions. You can bring an air mattress. There's other things. Let's see. Arc lighter, plasma lighters, electronic lighters, and e-lighters. Nope, you cannot bring those, unfortunately. Axes and hatchets. You can bring them in your check bag, but not in your carry-on. And you can go down lacrosse sticks, laptops, laser hair removers, LED lights, a lightsaber. You can bring that in your check bag and in your carry-on. Can you bring a live lobster? You got to check with the airline for that one. So that's pretty cool. That's everything that you can think of is definitely on there. So a lot of times there are times that we question ourselves to say, hey, can we bring this or can't we bring this? I'm not really quite sure, but I don't want to risk it. If you go back to my airports, you can add multiple airports. Let's just say you're going to be flying out of Atlanta Airport and their TSA might be a little bit different. Another cool feature is that if you do have questions, you can ask the TSA people. There is live assistance within the app. You can contact them. There's a phone number. There is an email address. There's a website. And you can contact them through any social media such as Facebook, Twitter. Looks like they have Instagram. They even have a blog up there. If you click on the more options that is on this app, it gives you a travel guide, which I think is kind of cool because it gives you a checklist. For instance, if you click on it, it's going to give you a checklist for before packing, before leaving the airport, before entering the checkpoint. It just pretty much gives you information on how to transit through it smoothly. Also, identification information. If you're not sure what identification that you need to be able to get on your flight, it gives you all the forms of acceptable ID that you can present. If you lost your ID, it also gives you information on how to proceed that way. If you're traveling with a child or an infant, it gives you information on that. If you're curious about the liquid rules, It has pictures and it tells you how much you could bring and the sizes. We're going to go back, people with medical disabilities and medical conditions. It has all the information, what you can bring, the types of medical conditions. Even if you wanted to bring a service dog, they also have information on that. For my military people, we also have this too. It tells you about military people traveling, if you're part of the Wounded Warrior or assistance for veterans. Expedited screening benefits, some people may not know about for military. If you're transporting weapons or weapons by the unit, hopefully no one's doing that unless you're on official military business. It even gives you information about that. Lastly, if you're traveling with children that have special medical needs or conditions, they have you covered. So much good information within this app that a lot of people don't know about. There's a lot of times that we Google stuff and sometimes Google does not give us the right answer, or we listen to sea lawyers or which are people that think they know what they're talking about but don't know what they're talking about. So I highly recommend this app also. So if you haven't already, take a note. The 5 apps that I presented to you that are awesome are Google Maps, the Shenzhen area app, KLOOK app, my TSA app, and Nomad City List. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And what are your favorite apps that you like to use while you're traveling? Post it down in the comments and I will respond back to you guys. Thank you for watching and I will check you guys later on the next video. Bye.